Honkai. Star Rail and Genshin Impact are similar in more ways than they are different, and one such parallel can certainly be drawn in character design. Both HoYoverse games share nearly the same game structure, being RPGs with a prominent gacha system and a growing roster of unique characters drawn in an anime style. The main differences between the two are that Honkai Star Rail has turn-based combat and isn't technically open world. Nonetheless, the charm of its predecessor is ever present, especially when comparing Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail characters. Genshin's medieval-esque fantasy world setting, devoid of modern technology, limits its character roster somewhat. The opposite is true for Honkai Star Rail, as the space-themed game is naturally able to include characters that feel more current, such as the mech-accompanied Clara or hacker Silver Wolf. Of course, the former has a larger roster than the latter. Genshin currently has 63 playable characters, whereas Honkai Star Rail has 27 playable characters. Despite all their differences though, taking a look at Genshin Impact's and Honkai Star Rail's characters shows that they actually have a lot in common. Of course, the most prominent example of Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact twins are Trailblazer and Traveler, who both embody literal twins in the sense of the word. Indeed, in HoYoverse's newest title, players can again choose to play as either a female, Stel, or male, Kaeya's character, while they explore the expanses of space. Though there's a clear difference in age, and one could argue that Genshin Impact's Ether and Lumen are a bit closer in appearance, it doesn't get much more identical than the Trailblazer and Traveler pairs. Shifting away from verbatim twins, Honkai Star Rail's Kafka and Genshin Impact's Rosaria are also strikingly similar. Both characters sport long flowing locks of wine-colored hair, black bottoms, a fashion garter on one leg, a head accessory, and accents of gold. In fact, the two are similar even in their unapologetic, unorthodox love of fashion. Kafka is known to collect coats, which landed her name on a wanted list, whereas Rosaria rebels against her status as a nun through her choice of clothing. The style parallels continue with Honkai Star Rail's Asta and Genshin Impact's Yae Miko. While the two are fundamentally opposites, Asta is a devout scientist, whereas Yae Miko is in charge of running a shrine. They share near analogous appearances. Both characters have layered peachy pink hair that frames their faces and light-colored eyes. They wear high-necked, sleeveless white blouses, accompanied by lots of layers of clothing and accessories, a long jacket, and even a bracelet around one ankle. As opposed to Asta and Yae Miko, Heng and Zhongli's physical differences are atoned for through their similar abilities. Of course, when comparing the Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact characters, they aren't too far apart in appearance. Both have long, black hair that frames their face and hangs moodily in front of their eyes, and they also wear high-necked clothing paired with a long jacket. However, both Zhongli's and Heng's character builds utilize sharp, long-handled blades, with the former wielding a polearm and the latter wielding the Cloud Piercer spear, which bears an undeniable resemblance. Likewise, Tingyun from Honkai Star Rail and Dehu from Genshin Impact could certainly be sisters, even though they might have differing tastes. The former is classified as a fox girl, and she sports a slightly more traditional style with long, white flowing fabric that's accentuated by a deep red. Dehu is closer to a cat of sorts, and she has a darker, edgier style than her counterpart, but it's still accentuated with red. Their clothing, alongside the animal ears poking out of their hair, make them look like long-lost twins. When comparing Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact characters, it's hard to overlook Clara and Klee. From a distance, it might be impossible to even tell them apart, as they're both short, have blonde hair, red eyes, and wear a vibrant red overcoat paired with a white undercoat. Their personalities are a different story. Clara is an orphan girl who's shy and introverted, whereas Klee is loud, extroverted, loves explosions, and follows in her mother's footsteps. Trait differences aside, the two could almost pass for the same character. Gepard is one of the best characters in Honkai Star Rail right now, but if there was a contest for impersonating Genshin's Alhaitham, he would be the best at that, too. With one sporting white and blue armor with blonde hair, and the other sporting black and green clothing with silver hair, it almost seems like Alhaitham could be Gepard's alter ego. They may be the HoYoverse equivalent of yin and yang, but it's difficult to deny their similarities, especially when focused on their facial details and character stature. Sampo from Honkai Star Rail and Kaeya from Genshin Impact also bear a resemblance to one another. Neither Sampo, the sleazy, vampiric salesman, or Kaeya, the self-proclaimed anti-hero and pathological liar, are exactly angels to those around them. Though it's not quite as striking as some of the other pairings, they do still share some parallels in appearance, too, with both characters rocking blue hair that covers one eye, a collar separate from their rolled-up white shirts, and asymmetrical accessories, with Sampo's shoulder piece and Kaeya's feathered cape. Honkai. Star Rail's Bailu and Genshin's Kiki are both healers at heart, and even though one is a zombie and the other is a lively, fish-like girl, they are quite similar in terms of aspiration and appearance alike. The two characters are short, purple-haired girls that wear predominantly blue and purple clothing, which is adorned with bronze accessories. Arlan from Star Rail and Razor from Genshin aren't the most immediately similar, especially when it comes to fashion. The former wears a futuristic blue and gray spacesuit, whereas the latter wears an assassin-like cloth outfit complete with a hood. However, they do share parallels in hair and eye color, and Arlan is often seen with his canine friend Peppy, which draws an obvious connection to the wolf boy Razor. As such, comparing Honkai Star Rail characters with Genshin Impacts reveals that many are not only similar in appearance, but also in personality and small details from below the surface. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video was helpful.